You know that it's 6 to 7 times more expensive to get a new client than it is to nurture and keep an existing client for future business. Well, in this month, we are going to be focused on the secret to that, which is follow-up, which is keeping in touch, which is building long-term relationships. And the follow-up is, as they say, the devil is in the follow-up, or the fortune is in the follow-up. And that is where we're going to spend this month. So I want to give you a few thoughts about the idea of follow-up. First of all, I grabbed some stats and I thought you'd find it interesting. But first of all, the probability of taking a listing from or making a sale to a brand new client is somewhere between 5 and 20%. And trust me, it's on the lower end of that most of the time. If you've got a big brand that's helping you, that may support, maybe a little higher ratio. But the reality is, new clients coming in, they're going to be a very small conversion rate. The second part is that, of course, it's the probability of taking a listing from or making a sale to an existing client is 60 to 70%. The reality is this. The NAR stat has said for years and years, most clients, when they're done with the transaction, absolutely intend to do business with that realtor again. They say, yes, I would absolutely do business with them again. And yet the stat is extremely low. In fact, I think it's less than 20% that actually do. Now, why is that? Well, that's because we're not doing the follow-up. We're not keeping in touch. And by the time 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years has passed, and they're ready to move on and make that sale and buy another one, which is 2 transactions, by the way, your name is long gone out of their mind, and you have left their, their own thought process. They haven't referred you business. They haven't used you again. And it's all on you, because it's all about the follow-up. So I want to give you some interesting thoughts here around that. Some I just gave you, but the average conversion rate from house ad responses, by the way, is less than, to a new client, is less than 1%. So we started talking about your Zillow leads, your Trulia leads, any of those aggregate groupings, less than 1%. The probability of a sale to that group, as I said, is 5 to 20%, but less than that, or on the low end of that, unless you've got a big brand. The other part is that it's really interesting to hear that more than 30% of house generated leads want to reduce your commission, meaning even if they use your service, they want to reduce your commissions, push you, press you in some way, because there's no loyalty to you or the brand. You're just the realtor, the pawn, and there's so many of you. And I'm not saying this person, I'm saying this is the mindset. There's so many of you. If you don't like this deal, we'll go somewhere else. And then, of course, finally, what we have to understand is that it is 6 to 7 times more expensive to acquire those new leads than it is, of course, to keep the old ones, as I said earlier. So on the converse, the other thing I wanted to say was, talking about the value of your loyal clients, these people that have already been in your database, that you've done business with, in your sphere, people that are close to you. On average, loyal clients are worth up to 10 times the value of their original purchase. So if they buy a house from you, if they sell their house through you, that whatever that deal is, as they keep moving up, they're worth 10 times more than that. Why? Because of their own deals and because of referrals. The probability of converting an existing lead, as I said earlier, was 60 to 70%, way higher than the 5 to 20 and maybe less than that. The 5% increase in client retention can increase your profits, because again, it's not acquiring, it's not expensive. It increased your profits by more than 25%. So I want to really sell you on this, because it is so critical that we have a follow-up system. And of course, we understand the value, the lifetime value of a client. So the final thing I want to throw out here is 80% of future profits are likely to come from 20% of your clients. That we've always had the 80-20 rule. 20% of our sales team will sell 80% of our transactions, do to 80% of our transactions. 20% of our client base will produce 80% of our results. Well, guess what 20% that is? And repeat clients are going to spend, on average, 33% more than new clients. And so they're going to be bigger clients. Who you get through new is typically not big priced homes, big client. They're not coming through those sources. Who's coming through those sources are the everyday person. So I would just want you to think about this process. And let me give you a few steps here. I'm going to give you 7 tips to really building something and keeping in touch and having that follow-up system. And listen, through the course of this month and each week, we're going to go through and kind of tackle an individual part of a follow-up and maybe almost the servicing side. But for today, I want to give you these 7. Number 1 is under promise and over deliver. You've heard it, it's cliche, but I'm going to say you got to call and keep in touch with them more than they expect. I know many of my clients will, set up an expectation. Listen, during the course of our transaction, during the course of this listing, during the course of whatever it is, our transaction, I'll be in touch with you every couple weeks to make sure that you've got, what you need. If there's anything, of course, critical, blah, blah, blah. Well, and then they will call at 1 week, and they've always got their call dates. They're in their mind, in the agent's mind, they've always got this is my follow-up day. So on Tuesdays, I'm making the calls. And of course, because I'm calling more often than I might normally, or as I set up the expectation for, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? You guys are so special to me. I just wanted to make sure that I kept in touch and gave you this update, this fact, this thing, this whatever. How are you guys doing? Again, whatever the transaction is, are you in the sale? If you are, how are you feeling? If you're during the listing period and it's not sold yet, hey, give them some stats of what you've been doing. Number 2 is remind people subtly about what you've done for them lately. It's really important that you sell what you do. The fact is, most clients don't know what you do. Therefore, they think you've done little, you've gotten paid lots, and they don't see the value in the realtor. It's part of the reason why we have the industry challenge we've got with people wanting to reduce commissions and go other ways, which are giving them a higher profit on their sale of their properties, et cetera. The third one is bring value. Ultimately bring value to them as often as you possibly can. Point them to a vendor they might use, either based on something that is around the niche that you've chosen. If you're into waterfront or water properties, then, bringing them a vendor that's like a great marine, boating company, somebody that, does great work on the engines, the motors, somebody that does incredible stuff on the fishing side or the skiing side or whatever it is. So again, think hard about what it is I can do to provide value and bring additional stuff to my people based on, of course, the things that are important to them. How do I know that? Because I'm attracting a niche. And if you don't have your niche, it's a different class. In our Gateway to Mastery, we talk about that and really drive that home. But for today, I just say, what's of interest to them. And by the way, you could also consider introducing them to a colleague of yours, somebody that's maybe a big deal in your world that would be a great connection for them. Sometimes it might be an employee, somebody that you go, hey, this person would be great for your business, or somebody that's, served me well and could help you in this way. So again, these are great ways to build relationship and have follow-up systems that really create loyalty. The fourth one is tell them about an upcoming event. It could be, and by the way, again, related to the niche. So it could be, we just went to the local boat show here. So if we were going after that kind of a market, the boat show could be an art opening, could be anything. It could be a new dog park that opened based on the fact that they love dogs. So again, it could be something that way. It could be an opening of something, could be a concert that's coming, could be a new restaurant that's opening, any of that. Fifth one is ask them to meet you for coffee, for tea, for a meal, invite them over. Great connection, right? Especially with people that are in your top 50 clients, where you really want to nurture those relationships. Number 6 is send them personal cards. So this goes a little outside of the normal 18-point contact that I'm going to recommend with clients. And that is, acknowledging them as clients. You're going to have maybe postcards, you're going to have contacts, text messages. You're going to, of course, hit them through social, but that's not consistent. And it's only when they show up and only when they see your stuff based on the algorithm. But I can say this, when it comes to your personal cards, I like the offbeat stuff. I like Merry After Christmas. I like, after the holidays. I like St. Patty's Day. I like Groundhog Day. I like things that are like that. I like anniversaries, their anniversaries. Generally speaking, it's a little more personal than most realtors get. House anniversaries, birthdays, of course, half birthdays. Half birthdays are really fun. Everybody celebrates their birthday. Nobody thinks of their half birthday. You do. So again, look at ways that you can send personal cards, greeting card kind of things. You can have them designed and made up in small quantities for just your special past clients and, or as we call them, your forever clients. And finally, seventh one is offer them your new ebook, your new special report, your new, what have you written? Where's your blog? Where is your YouTube channel where you're flooding them with great ideas? So again, this is where we're going to focus this month. April is going to be all about follow-up. It's going to be all about that, keeping that client as a repeat referee, all that referrer, I should say, referrer, you're the referee, referrer of clients. And we want to make sure that you're getting the most from your business and that you're pouring the most into those clients who are really already trusting you, liking you, trusting you, remembering you, know you, like you, trust you, and remembering you. And if we can get them to do that, and then we got them, let's keep them. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing this month of April. Each week we'll be pouring in more in detail into this stuff. So stay close. Of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell so that you get all the stuff that comes out. And of course, stay close to our Expert Partners Facebook group. That's going to be a great place for you to join us as well. And we look forward to connecting. I'll see you soon. Happy follow-up.